Wrong is a man who never sleeps. He does breakfast, then he pretends he's American and turns up in the evening. Michael Graham, welcome to Talk Drive.
Hi, I'm the one, the only, the true Michael Graham. I want that on the record. And you know, a lot of smart people that we talk to at InsideSources.com think that you may be right about the popular vote versus electoral college vote, which has become sort of a habit in the U.S. In fact, the last non-incumbent Republican to win the popular vote, so he wasn't already in the White House as either president or vice president, you got to go back to Ronald Reagan. So, that's just how the politics in the US
Can I
work
just
right now.
say that I haven't seen you for a while, and as the camera panned in, I thought you'd found the faith and had been ordained as a priest. It looked like you'd suddenly, I was like, whoa, what's happened to him? How are you? Listen,
I'm good. That's where it's just I'm fighting a little bit of a cold off. There's too much work to do, not enough time to do it. There's too much action. Vice President Kamala Harris was on, I think you call them chat shows with a group of young ladies called The View.
Yes.
It's some far left ladies of very opinionated stance. And she was asked, tell us something that would be different about you and Joe Biden. Now, the right answer is anything, because Joe Biden's numbers are in the tank. That's why they had to shove him off the ticket. I can't think of anything right now. Oh, yeah. So that's going to be the news cycle in the U.S. for the next 24 hours as the Republicans wrap that around.
and also,
Harrison.
I fired my Glock. What? Is this to appeal to the gun lobby? I fired my Glock, is it?
It sounds like a code word, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Grandma's on the bench. I fired my Glock. John has a long mustache. Many gun owners in the U.S. seriously doubt that she either A, owns a gun, or B, if she legally owns one, because she was an attorney general about 20 years. attorney general about 20 years ago. Maybe she has one left over from those days. But that's why she's been asked questions specifically about what you fired. So a Glock is one of the most common handguns used in law enforcement. It's very simple to shoot. Someone described it as the Toyota Corolla of guns. It's just very common, very easy. So
it's a Ford Nova, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Vauxhall Nova. Yeah.
But it's interesting because this is her problem. She has a full record as a solid progressive. She's kind of like, she'd be with your Starmer in your gang, in that's who she is. She's on the left. That doesn't make her good or bad. She's just on the left. And yet now she's trying to run as this, oh, no. When I said I wanted to have a mandatory gun buyback program to force you to give the government guns that you want to keep, I don't believe that anymore. When I said we have to kill fracking and all of the natural gas that comes from that, I don't mean that anymore. When I said that I want to stop parents' rights and have the school decide how to raise your kids, I don't mean that. Well, the problem she has is she has a nice long record of being a lefty, and now she's trying to run as not a lefty. So now it's got to be, I was out shooting my Glock when I was running down some homestead. I'll go get me some barbecue, eat some pork chops, salute the flag. And
can I ask you a question, though?
No joke. One of the jokes that's going around is that she's now more MAGA than MAGA.
Yeah,
because she keeps jumping on policies.
Well, I was going to ask you. So
tariffs,
I was going to ask you, because we had that whole thing. He was shot. He was going to win. Biden's forced out. She comes. Lots of money being raised. There's this bounce in the polls. Suddenly, she's everything. And many people who fear Kamala Harris are saying, "Come on, Donald Trump, start talking to her about the economy. Start talking to her about the immigration problems." Then he does the debate and he's rubbish, and he makes that comment about Springfield, Ohio. I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, I think, it's a little bit steadier from the Republicans. Is it fair to say that she is imploding? Let me play you. Let me just speak very quickly. I want you to listen. James is in London. You've got 1 minute because Michael Graham is listening. What did you want to say, pal?
Right, Jeremy, I wanted to say, when Bill Whittaker basically challenged her on immigration, saying it's quadrupled since President Trump's last year and the last 3 years, she turns around and says she's halved it. So she's actually admitted it's doubled under her administration. Since Donald Trump's last year, immigration has doubled, and it's only doubled in the last 6 months since they brought the figures down. But over the last 3.5 years, it's been quadrupled.
Do you believe, you told my team you think she's losing, James?
Her presidency got ended yesterday by Bill Whittaker, and Tim Walz's was also ended yesterday. President Trump will be elected with a mandate on the 5th of November.
James in London, what do you make of that, MG?
So I think he's onto something. You know, to say it's over, we've had too many twists and turns, and Donald Trump is too fundamentally weak. There are just so many people who don't want to vote for him. As I've said many times, you know, this is what happens when someone who can't possibly win runs against somebody who's guaranteed to lose. And so that's kind of where we are. But I think Paulo is absolutely onto something when he sees that Kamala Harris's standing is deflating the more she's put in positions to kind of look like the president. That's why she's struggling. Like, she's great, and she can give a speech, and she's got a big smile and whatever. But when you give her serious questions, she looks like she's not ready. You know what I mean?
Floundering.
She looks like you told your administrative assistant, I got to go have lunch with my girlfriend when my wife's not here. Pretend you're me and sit behind the desk. And so she's I'm Mr. John. Yes. Just doesn't seem like she's there.
That
perception is growing. So imploding is strong, but she's like a balloon that was when she first.
I wonder if anybody has the courage, the balls, the ability to sit Trump down and go, listen, you can do this, but you need to stop making it personal. You need to talk about the issues. Listen, there's two things I want to talk to you about. We've never got a lot of time. You horrible people pushed us to give up the Chagos Islands to Mauritius. What is wrong with you?
Hey, we needed our base, man. And, you know, look, here's what you should have done to threaten us. You should have said, if we have to give up the Chagos, we're going to stick you with Scotland. That would have totally freaked us out. We would have stopped everything.
I'm currently on a mission to send all migrants to the United Kingdom, to the Falkland Islands, and build a penal colony there. On a serious note, to finish, some of the pictures out of Florida, Hurricane Milton, they're saying this could be the worst storm in 100 years. Helene was bad enough. Florida bracing. I saw one particular, I think, mayor of a town saying, you got to go, otherwise you'll die. I mean, this is going to devastate huge areas, right?
It's going to, well, you know, let's hope and pray not. You know, Helene wasn't supposed to be that bad, but then it just took a path. In fact, it hit my parents and my sister were all huddled in the dark near Columbia, South Carolina, because they weren't expecting it to hit them.
They okay?
And so yeah, they're okay. They're fine. There's a hole in my sister's roof. They're going to be fine. But my point is, you can't predict. All we know is this is a fast storm. It's a powerful storm. I'm not being partisan when I say Governor Ron DeSantis, and this comes with the job of being the governor of Florida, may be the best leader in America for natural disasters. He's done it a lot. He's just a smart guy. I've interviewed him one-on-one many times, and he is owning it. And so they're going to do what they can, but, you know, this is just part of life. We've actually been fortunate. The last 10 years, the hurricane cycle has been down. We've had fewer hurricanes and fewer hard-hitting hurricanes, but we obviously are in a bad zone right now.
Well, we wish everybody luck. Ron DeSantis, just very quickly, I've heard that said many times, and yet when he stood for the president, it was as flat as anything, wasn't it? I thought it would be better.
Well, the problem is that you're in a game where more than half the chips were already in one player's hand. You know, Republicans wanted Trump. It was less a rejection of DeSantis than it was the base, the people who do the picking really wanted Trump. And we covered that first primary in New Hampshire very closely. Ron DeSantis working hard, Nikki Haley working hard. The people were with Trump. They just were.
Mate, it's always good. We hope Hurricane Milton isn't as bad as people are predicting. We love having you on the show. MG, the American-bound MG, thank you very much indeed.